Oh my word, here we go. It's coming, people.
I'm just laughing at myself. She wakes up and she's chained to his bed, but in a nice way.
In the best way possible.
In a nice way, she's still chained. Hello and welcome back to the Blêrie Podcast with myself and Arod. Arod,
So,
how are you?
doing good. I'm just exhausted at the moment. I couldn't sleep yesterday, so I've now been away, and then I got home after my gig last night and I couldn't sleep, so I've been awake now a total of about 30 hours.
And
So-
you struggle to concentrate when you're rested.
Exactly.
It's not gonna go well. I already know it.
What's your name?
I don't even know at this point. I'm busy with a book at this current stage, and it's breaking my heart. I've never cried this much while reading a book.
But for me, it's like, but it's a book. It's just
It's
words
like-
on a paper.
But it's like you cried during Finding Dory.
Yeah, but that's emotional. That's a little.
Okay, but same. Like a book is just, it's the same thing, except you visualize it in your head.
So you see dead fishes in your head at the moment.
No, this book isn't about fish, but it's so good.
Is it so
I
good?
already know it's a 5-star read, but it's breaking me apart.
I can see so you've got a trankie in your oogbelle.
This book is ruining me. Anyway, I'll pull myself together for the podcast.
Thank you so much for being so professional.
I saw something. There's this conjoined twins, quite famous conjoined twins,
Yes.
one of which got married.
I saw that.
And apparently it happened a while back, but it's now making the news. And now I'm sitting here and I feel like a terrible person for having questions. I know, like, obviously, everyone deserves love. I'm happy for you. Very happy, but I have questions. I'm sorry.
And answers, you maybe don't want the answers too.
I want the answers because it can't be funnier than the answers that I make up in my head. Because these ladies, they are two separate people, two separate brains, two separate spleens, two separate what. Everything they have separate from the waist up.
Have you ever heard that song, Black from the Waist Down?
And back from the waist down. So now I'm just
Conjoined from the waist
wondering,
up.
because I saw wedding pictures and him and his wife is dancing and her poor sister is just there like
She's
the
like-
epitome of a third wheel. And I'm like,
Oh
isn't
my
it
God.
awkward? I feel bad, but I need to say it needs to come out. And then I'm wondering like
Yes.
like how awkward, like on the wedding night, ne? Like
Well, natural. Yes.
imagine like he goes down on her and his sister puts her hands through his hair and moans. I have questions.
What am I hearing?
Isn't that the first thing you wondered about? So
No, most of them. How did they meet? Was it a be cute? No, you wondering if he goes down on it. Them, her.
you see, like he's like, hello love, my love. And her sister goes, yes. What happens when she falls in love?
And that's it. Yeah, see, that's the thing. But I don't think that's a
Because-
possibility in the sense
As far
that.
as I understand, like in sense of law, they are two separate people. But there's a lot of like, because it's a strange, situation.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, and then I'm thinking, as far as I know, there's only one for Chocho. So,
One move.
but they're separate brains and what. So, that's
Are you really going there? So what happens if she?
this brings a new definition to multiple orgasms. I'm so sorry. Honestly, I'm sorry. I just needed...
Was that your closure?
I just needed to talk about it. And I know I'm being very rude. I know that. But I have questions.
You will have letters, my dear. Yo.
And apparently, the one girl controls the left side, like hand movements and stuff, and the other girl controls this side. So is she just like, okay, wake me up when you're finished? I'm just wondering. I'm sorry, I'm wondering. Anyway, when was it? When did I go to that event?
2 days ago.
2 days ago. And since the invite, I was like racking my brain because it's awkward to go to functions on your own, especially for me. Especially if you have no clue who's going to be there.
Yeah.
And you're probably not going to know anyone. And we all know how I love small talk.
Yes, we do.
And what. So I was nervous, but I did resolute myself to be more social this year.
Okay.
Meet more people, be open. You need to network in this business.
Yeah, you have to.
All that things. So I was like, I'm going. I'm not going to take someone. I'm gonna face my fears.
There we go. Go it yourself, as they say.
On my way, I got a lot of traffic, and I was wondering, is there going to be anyone that I know? As I walked in, there stands Tabiso, and I'm like, I know you!
Hey!
I know someone! So Tabiso was there, and then the funny lady, Tannie Marty from the Burbel Tannie, and we were chatting, and I was like, yes, you went to school with my dad. And she was like, oh, Kenton what? And I said, yes, Daryl.
Oh, really? Did
She's
she
more
remember?
excited. Yeah, everyone remembers my dad.
Okay.
He was Mr. Popular.
Oh,
Mr.
really?
Rugby.
Okay.
What. He didn't pass on his self-confidence and athletic ability to me and my brother, though. Anyway, so, yes, she and my dad went to school together. So we chatted a bit. So there was like things that we could talk over. Like entryways into conversation, and all went lovely. It was a music video launch for Gemma Catherine's new single, and there was a sexy car and food and all that things. It was lovely. It was lovely, and I didn't embarrass myself once.
Really?
I think. I mean, do you even know? Like if you don't see that one embarrassing person at the party, then it must be you.
It must be you, yes. Most likely.
Well, I did sit on a stranger's phone. That happened. But he left it on the car seat, and I wanted to take a picture in the car.
Ah.
So, whose fault is it really?
The phones.
Must be. Yes, my brother went for some sort of run race.
Yes, I saw so.
Have you ever seen my brother run?
I've seen your brother run.
Or did you just hear the stories?
No. We've seen it before, where we at your previous home in the north of Pretoria. I still remember the one day he had
on the farm.
Yeah, on the farm.
Oh, yeah?
And we stopped at the gate, and then he opened the gate, and we drove in. And as he closed it, then he ran, and you just saw this. It's like.
Does he not resemble Mr. Bean when he runs?
Does.
He really does.
He really does. Yeah.
I can't talk though because I resemble an epileptic pigeon, like I said in my book. So I can't talk. But then someone invited him, and he was like, "I'm going with." He doesn't have running shoes.
Oh my god.
No tracksuit of any kind.
What did you run in?
Fucking safety boots or something. He can barely walk today. And I think a denim or something, like, you can't talk, you go to the gym and you'll get
man, you used to...
I feel like I'm surrounded by weirdos.
Well, hey, takes one to know one.
Well, truthfully, when I was speaking to Tabiso, he reminded me that you're going for your tattoo.
Oh, yes.
You're going to get a life tattoo.
Yeah.
And I said, there's something not right with that man. And Tabiso was like, is there with anyone? I'm like, that is what draws people together.
Exactly.
In our case, it's our weirdness. Although I've never gone to the gym with a denim. I could have stopped after I've never gone to the gym.
They call it a jort. A jean short.
Okay, but it's not gym apparel.
No, it's not gym apparel. So, I found this on my timeline yesterday. Scrolling as I do on the Instagrams. And it said that a study suggests that everyone in Japan will have the same last name by 2531.
I don't get how that works.
I also don't really get how that works because
Is it like marrying your sister?
Well, close enough, I suppose.
Which comes dangerously close to the book I'm reading.
I don't know. On one hand, it's like
How does that work?
How does that make sense?
Well, I guess there's people with the same surname who's not related. There's lots of walls. I'm not related to all of them. Well, at the end of the day, everyone's related to everyone.
Yeah.
Like, you know? I don't know how that works.
I mean, a couple of years ago, there was something like, you know someone that knows someone, and it's like seven times that knows Harrison Ford. If you know what I'm saying.
I saw that.
I remember that from quite a couple of years ago.
Someone did this trend on TikTok.
Yeah.
Where people throw out names and then they try to get a link between them in 7 tries. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting, yeah.
In general, you're not really a farm boy.
No, not really.
And I remember the time you visited us on the farm. I'm going to tell a story.
Oh my word.
This is like, 10 years ago? 12 years ago?
Yeah,
I don't know.
12 years ago.
Yeah, how old are we?
I know.
Arod came to visit on the farm. We had like a clip house. What do you call that in English? A rock house. It sounds like we lived in the Flintstones. Close enough. It was a house built by big rocks.
Yeah.
Boulders. A boulder house. Now I seem like I'm in Indiana Jones. No, but they were running away from it.
They were running away from that, exactly. No, they weren't.
We weren't running away from Boulder, we were living inside it. And it had a sink roof. Is it sink? Zinc.
It's a tin roof.
Tin roof. Same thing. Anyway, so the night everyone's asleep and Arod hears something. He hears sounds. I don't even wake up.
Oh my word.
No one in the house wakes up except for Arod, who's hearing the sounds. And he rushes into my dad's room to wake him. And he says, Wim! Wim! Iemand is op die dak.
Shush you! Listen! If you had heard that and gone through the trauma that I did.
Okay, but to be fair, and in your defense, there was someone on the roof. But the someone in question was an owl. Wim! Iemand op die dak!
Hey, shush! Listen.
Oh, it's funny.
I still feel bad about that, but...
Why do you feel bad? It's funny. It's a story we tell every Christmas.
Yay, that's great! Come along, kids!
Yeah, but if you live, like, on the farm, it's quiet. It's an eerie quietness and it's dark. There's no lights, camera action. There's no sounds of cars or fire trucks or shit. It's quiet. I miss that. I miss that so much. But I can imagine out of a townsboy's perspective that if you suddenly hear pa 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 on the sink roof, that it might make you afraid. I feel you. I'm not judging you. I just, in hindsight, it's a funny story. Is it not?
Of fear and mystery. And foul.
Anyway, no owls was hurt.
No, they weren't.
I love an owl. Aren't they the cutest things?
They are gorgeous.
Oh,
and the way that they got that in... Is that your owl impression?
I love an owl. There's someone on TikTok who has an owl for a pet.
Yeah.
Which I'm against having pets that is wild animals. But, I mean, I get it. And then the owl lies there and then she scratches him and he's like... It's so cute.
You do a very good owl.
Thank you.
I must say.
Thank you, I didn't even practice.
You're great at doing wildlife impressions.
Give me another wildlife to impersonate.
A giraffe. Kudu.
What does a kudu look like again? Oh, that's that book.
That's that book, yes, that very big book. And a springbok. and a Dusty.
That was a Duffy united with a snake. Anyway, moving on. Do you want to hear about the book that I read?
Please tell me.
Not the one I'm currently pursuing, but one that I read last week.
Sammy's book then.
I can describe it in one sentence. And that is, well, that escalated quickly. I loved this book so much. It's a 5-star read. And I don't have many 5-star reads, but this is a 5-star read for Sami.
Okay.
And I don't read trigger warnings before a book. I go in blind because I like to be surprised. Yes. But I read that, or I saw that this is a dark romance and a morally grey male main character.
Okay.
So I knew shit's not gonna be smooth sailing and there's gonna be questionable shit. When you get dark romance, there's gonna be questionable shit. But I was like halfway through this book and I was like, I wanna marry this man. What is wrong here? For me it seems romantic.
How did he meet her this time?
I'm gonna tell you now. I love this book. Okay, and I know that his methods is not always nice. Maybe I'm just broken, who knows? But I think this is a love story for the books. The book's name is The Fucking Wrong Number.
The Fucking Wrong Number. Okay.
Yes, because it's a hockey romance.
Yes.
Fucking. Isn't that clever? Because fuck and fuck.
Fucking fuck.
So what happens is this girl, she runs away from home because first of all, when she was very young, she watched her mom die from an overdose. Her mom was a sex worker. She lived in a very terrible house. She had to see some shit, and then her mom died from an overdose in front of her. So she went into foster care, and as you know, that's not always a pleasurable place to be.
Yeah.
Most of the time. So she was in a bad situation at her foster home, and she, just before she turned 18, she ran away. She was like, shit's gonna go down, I'm not safe here, I'm running away. So she saved up a bit of money through a job that she did, and she bought a bus ticket, and she went to a strange city, running away.
Okay.
But she's very smart and ambitious, and she wants to get her life together. So when she just got there, the first day, she doesn't know anyone. She got robbed.
She got robbed?
Yeah, on her first day in this new town. Rude. Very rude. And she didn't have a lot of money to begin with, but then they robbed her. She just still had her backpack, and she was sitting on a park bench, and she's tired and she has nowhere to go. And then a homeless man was sitting next to her, older homeless man, and he's so sweet.
Okay.
I love this guy. He's like one of my favorite characters because he's so sweet and he has like a British accent.
Okay.
And he tells her she must sleep on the bench. He's gonna look over her.
Oh, alright.
So he was sitting there the whole night,
making sure no
one bothers her or steals her the little remaining things. And then the next day he took her to a homeless shelter.
Okay.
For women only. Oh, he was so sweet. He saved her life, this homeless man.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Love it for them. Anyway, so she goes to this homeless shelter. And she starts searching for jobs. She gets different jobs, like menial jobs, not a lot of income. And she starts to finish high school, get her, what do they call it in America? GED?
The GED.
A matric, basically.
Basically.
So she works hard to finish school, and she goes to college, and she has 2 jobs. She's working hard to get her life together. Then she receives a text message from a wrong number. A fucking wrong number, as the book would suggest. The guy who texts her thinks he's texting someone else.
Okay.
The guy is a famous hockey star.
Oh, wow.
He's a hockey player, millionaire, hot. He's a sexy one.
And good on the ice. And on the ice.
He's pleasurable on the ice. Like he's everything.
Okay.
Alright? But he texts her and she says, wrong number. And they have a little bit of a banter going on, and she sends a picture of her showing the middle finger. And she's like,
screw you, man.
and he sees her, and she's beautiful, and he's like, I need to get to know this lady.
Okay.
I have to.
I need to. Listen.
I must. So he kind of stalks her, but I mean in a nice way.
As one does as a hockey player.
As one does as a hockey player, he's like, I don't want anyone else ever again. She's mine. I'm hers. Finish and claw.
Finishing claw.
I like a man who knows what he wants. What can I say?
Close the book. That's it.
So he kind of just looks out for her and sees what she does and stuff. And he sees the jobs where she's working at is very gaga. Her boss at the medical center where she works as the receptionist is a bit touchy sexual harassment-y.
Okay.
She lives in a gaga apartment and she has a very gross landlord.
Oh no, really?
And he's just like, I don't like this for her. She deserves better. And she also does catering. That's her second job. So, as fate would have it, she's busy catering a party.
Okay. And then him.
Him is at the party.
Okay.
Because he's like
the guy.
He's the guy of the party.
He's the guy.
And they make eye contact. And they recognize each other.
Across a crowded room.
And they start he's like, takes her on a date, takes her for dinner, take her to a hockey game. They start seeing each other. Now he wants her to move in with him, but she is proud and it's moving too fast and she's working out her own life. So he decides to men in a bit and he kind of makes that her landlord evicts her. I know it's all manipulating and stuff, but it's for her own good. He gets her evicted.
Yes.
And he gets her fired from her job. Because the guys are creepy.
Oh, he's a creepy.
He didn't like men in with her school or anything. Because he wants her to reach her dreams of becoming a writer and whatever. He wants her to live with him, not worry about money, go to school, what. So he interferes a bit with her life to manipulate her into moving in with him.
In the best way possible.
A nice manipulation.
a little bit of menu.
Just a bit of moving things around.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of Pinocchioing. Obviously she finds out.
Yes.
This is where that escalated quickly comes in. Because his father, he's an awful man. He's a cock dad. He's terrible. Anyway, his father wants him to marry someone, like an arranged marriage, to help his business.
Okay.
He's not interested, he just wants her.
Yeah.
So his father wants to break them up, so he sends video footage where this guy was manipulating everything.
Oh my word, whoopsie.
She gets it, she's at home, at his house. She gets the videos, she begins to pack, she wants to leave. Because he's a fucking weirdo. He manipulated my life.
How dare he?
How dare he? So he comes home and he's like, where are you going? She said, no, I'm just headed out. Nothing's wrong. I'll be back. And he said, and he said, oh, so you're not upset about the videos? And she's like, what videos? And he says, you think I went to all that trouble to make you mine and I'm not monitoring your phone? And she's like, sir?
Yo, okay.
She then feels a prickle.
Her spidey sense was tingling.
No, a literal prickle.
Oh, really? Oh.
As he sedated her. And
in the best way possible.
In a nice... And when she wakes up...
Oh my word, here we go, it's coming, people.
I'm just laughing at myself. She wakes up and she's chained to his bed, but in a nice way.
In the best way possible.
In a nice way, she's still chained. Even the dogs are laughing. Okay, I'm crying because it's so ridiculous but so romantic. Love exists. Anyway. Okay, but the reason he ties a chainsaw to his bed is to kind of explain his point of view. And he's just like, that was a cock job. Your landlord was weird. And you are mine. And you're going to live with me.
That's it.
Either by your own will or I'll keep you chained up. Because you are mine.
Yeah.
And then he goes to his hockey match. He really wanted her to come, but she was held up. But then he puts the TV on.
Oh my word, really?
So that she can watch his game.
Ah.
I didn't tell you the best part. When she goes to the hockey games, everyone is like fawning over this guy. Everyone loves him.
Yeah. But
he just has eyes for her, and as she's sitting in the crowd, he points at her and he goes, oh! And she never does it back. Because she's like reserved still. And she doesn't want everyone to know. She doesn't like the attention on her. And then, what happened? Oh, he put it on the TV while she was chained up so that she can watch his game. And then during the game, he pointed to the camera that has the live feed, really? And he goes,
smooches!
As she's like chained up, she has nothing to do but think. She's like, what did he really do that is so bad? Yes, he manipulated my life. But it was a cock job. Since I got fired and I didn't have to worry about money because I don't have to pay rent here, I could do more courses that I'm going to finish my college sooner. He's never interfered with my college. It's not that he doesn't want me to work or be a success. He just wants the best for me. And she was like, you can unchain me. Unchain my heart. And they live happily ever after.
Note to self. Chain person to...
But as I'm going through this book, I'm like, I love this guy. I love him a lot. He seems nice. It's not that bad. Okay, yes. I mean, it's not nice manipulating people. But then when he chained it to the bed, I was like, I did not see that coming. And it was kind of like when you're in a relationship with a terrible person and you try to make excuses for them. It's kind of like that, except this guy is hot.
And he knows how to skate.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, and he's also, he knows what he's doing, so I'm trying to say.
So he's swinging...
So, I mean, he's a little manipulative and possessive, but...
And wants to keep her... Yeah, okay.
But with good intentions.
In the best way possible.
Anyway, that's the book I read.
There we go. Well, today's fun fact, did you know?
Did you know?
So people don't actually really know, because it was April Fool's now, on the 1st. But people only speculate that it was two calendars that overlapped with each other. And that's why they decided to name it April Fool's Day. So there's no real so people don't really know where April Fool's came from.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's so strange, and it seems like one of the...
It's something that just materialized.
Yes.
It just happened.
It just happened.
I have a similar one that I wonder where it came from. Who the fuck is Alice? At what point?
What point?
Did everyone start saying, who the fuck is Alice? After living next door to Alice? Who started it? And how does everyone know how to do that?
I'm sure it must have been him. It must have been him or someone in his crew or something like that started it.
But it comes from so far back. It's not like in today's day where everything's on YouTube.
Yeah.
How does everyone know to do that? It's strange.
And also to do ba ba ba.
Samesies.
Samesies, exactly. Samesies.
It's interesting. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, etc.
And stuff, yes.
Push the bell, all that things.
Notifications. Clink.
Clink, clink. Thank you for joining. Arod, thank you for coming.
No, pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome.
In the best possible way.
Okay, bye.
Bye.